Much attention to the following news. A teenager who allegedly participated in the homicide of a tourist on July 29th in the Rocky Key sector was sentenced to a prison term. The prosecutor's office announced that it seems that for the murder, each participant received 2,500,000 pesos.
De acuerdo con la investigación, el joven de 17 años.
According to the investigation, the 17-year-old young man was apparently in charge of indicating to the assassins the exact place where the victim would be, who was on vacation with his family. The murder also involved other people who were paid 2,500,000 pesos for committing the crime.
By court order, the minor was apprehended last November 21st in the facilities of the San Andres Police, where he was taken to be identified. The prosecutor office charged the teenager with aggravated homicide as an accomplice, a charge that was accepted. It should be recalled that the events occurred on July 29 in the Rocky Key sector, where unknown people with a firearm wounded Michael Ruiz Riascos, who was on vacation with his family. Before people on the scene reacted and put the wounded man in a vehicle, moments later the man died at the hospital.
In recent days, the Chancellor's office presented and appointed the Colombian defense team before the International Court of Justice for the next December 5th.
The new defense team, composed of an agent and 2 co-agents who will represent Colombia before the International Court of Justice for next December 5th, were presented and installed by Chancellor Álvaro Leiva Durán. At the event, Eduardo Valencia Ospina, Colombia's new agent, a renowned jurist and member of the International Law Commission since 2006, was sworn in. Likewise, co-agents Carolina Olarte Bacara and Elizabeth Taylor Jay were also sworn in. Carolina Olarte Bacara was a member of the National Group of the Permanent Court of Arbitration, an international dispute settlement body that operates in The Hague. She is Dean of Law at the Universidad Javeriana, where she was also Associate Professor of International Law and Director of the Center for International Law Studies, Francisco Suarez. Elizabeth Taylor Jay is a Rizal woman. She is a biologist and physicist with a master's degree in marine environmental protection from the University of Bangor, Wales, in the United Kingdom. She was director of the Corallina Environmental Corporation and Marine, Coastal and Aquatic Resources Affairs of the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development, and also Colombian ambassador to Kenya.
The local administration held a departmental land committee where they reviewed the progress of the commitments agreed upon in the last committee held in 2019.
Agricultural productivity, the viability of land use to enhance the development of small agricultural producers in the islands of San Andres, Providence, and Catalina were some of the issues discussed during the Land Committee held today. Likewise, the review of Ordinance Number 013 of 2013 and its possible update were some of the points analyzed during this meeting.
En la Secretaría de Agricultura y Pesca.
At the Agriculture Secretariat, the department's Land Committee was held, which was chaired by Governor Everett Harkins Shogri. We were with other members of these important boards, through which we have been doing several tasks. A route has already been taken by the department and also by the Secretariat.
Among the agreements of this committee, the realization of work sessions with the Rizal community was established to study the feasibility of a modification to Ordinance 013 of 2013 with the purpose of including the current needs of the agricultural sector in the Insular Department. These work sessions with the Rizal community and the representatives of Providence Island will be held on the first week of December with the objective of advancing on the proposals.
And today, the Secretariat of Education commemorates the 10th anniversary of the Todos Aprender program, which is a training and support strategy for teachers.
A meeting was held today in the auditorium of the departmental government, where the Education Secretariat commemorated 10 years of the Todos a Aprender program, which is a training and support strategy for teachers working in official educational institutions funded by the Ministry of National Education.
Bueno, hoy estamos acá conmemorando 10.
Today we are here commemorating 10 years of the Todos Aprender program and 40 years of the pedagogical movement. Teachers from all over the island are gathered here, and we are talking about building on these new lines that will come for the Aprender program.
Son 10 años en el que el programa ha venido haciendo acompañamiento a los establecimientos educativos, a los docentes, entregando material a los niños para que ellos puedan seguir trabajando en estos aprendizajes y que los docentes también.
Nearly 100 teachers gathered and learned a little about the experience of the new lines of action for 2023. Initial curriculum and trajectory, basic curriculum and trajectory, institutional and community routes for the progressive extension of the schoolwork day, literacy, work and human development, and emotions and good living.
Es muy importante.
It is very important that we are talking about the pedagogical movement in association with education, because it means promoting experiences, promoting debates and forums, and involving the teaching profession in educational decisions.
Organizer of the Indignation Day commemoration event reminded community that it will take place tomorrow, November 25th.
After the heavy rains over the weekend prevented the commemoration of the Day of Indignation from taking place, the community is reminded that it will be tomorrow, November 25th from 3 p.m.
We, the community is organizing something for tomorrow. We don't want to lose our roots or our culture or our idea or our identity or our feelings or our emotion, so we want to get together.
The activity will include a solemn march from the Simon Bolivar Park to the Coral Palace Plaza.
We will have a little marching with the fishermen and some group, just who willing and can afford to go. 20 de Julio Avenue, Las Americas Avenue, New Ball Avenue, and we will meet all of us at this square from Gobernación or Plazoleta, and we will have a religious service and an academic event. There we will have some fishermen talking about their emotion, their feelings, their human rights, and the consequences that the ruling that the Hague have fall on them. Plus, we will have two academics of our community talking about the ruling that the Hague in our community.
The invitation is to the Raisal and resident community to join this activity because of the ruling of the Hague in the year 2012.
In other news, the Environmental Corporation of the Archipelago Coralina, within the framework of the implementation of the 2020-2023 Action Plan to protect seafloor is to protect life, has been promoting a series of environmental strategies aimed at promoting the sustainable and safe use of alternative sources of water supply in several vulnerable sectors on the island of San Andres.
Decontamination present in the groundwater that supplies the more than 6,000 domestic wells identified in San Andres represent a risk to the health of the inhabitants who depend mainly on them. For this reason, Coralina is implementing community projects in conjunction with some community action board. This is how the sector of Guinea Hen 5th stage was visited, benefiting 36 families in the sector and all in favor of improving rainwater harvesting practices through the use of the water purifying filters.
En ese sentido, pues la corporación va a seguir haciendo un acompañamiento.
In this sense, the corporation will continue with the accompaniment after the filters are delivered, and during this week we will continue installing the filters in each one of the houses. We will randomly do some laboratory analysis controls of the water consumed now and after the use of the filter. This is part of a community work process in Tom Hooker and Guinea Hen to improve water quality. These community projects are part of the action lines for water resources and environmental education through the Seaflower Environmentally Conscious Project.
The project will result in the improvement of the physical and microbiological characteristics of rainwater stored in cisterns and will stimulate the safe use of this alternative water source for human consumption. Coralina invites the benefited community to multiply what they have learned with other sectors and make good use of the filters provided to them.
By decree, the departmental government declared this coming November 30th Civic Day with cultural activities to commemorate the patron saint festivities of the island of San Andres.
Decree 0787 was released where next Wednesday, November 30th, 2022 was declared Civic Day on the island of San Andres with the aim of commemorating the Feast of San Andres through the realization of protocol, institutional, cultural, artistic, sporting and gastronomic events of great importance for the entire island community. According to numeral 5 of Article 3 of Law 136 of 1994, modified by Article 6 of Law 1551 of 2012, it corresponds to the municipalities to promote community participation, the culture of human rights, the social and cultural improvement of its inhabitants, and encouraging cultures will be a priority of the municipalities. Therefore, it is hereby decreed, first, November 30th is hereby declared a Civic Day. Second, the realization of work activities during the Civic Day will be optional for private sector. The government invites the entire community to celebrate with respect and unity on this special date.
And now it's time for sport news with Victor Fusalva.
Hello, here are the best sports of the island, and this time with women's basketball, a tournament that continues its development. The third round of women's basketball tournament that took place at the Coliseum in Ginny Bay. In this third day, the Club Los Bravos of Cartagena won their last game to win the first place in the tournament, with 3 games played and 3 won. The second place is for San Andres B with 2 games won and 1 loss. In the third place is the team of survivors of Providence with 1 game won and 2 loss. And in the fourth place is for San Andres A with 3 games played and 0 won. In the last matches, the Bravos of Cartagena beat San Andres A with a score of 48-35, while San Andres B defeated the survivors team of Providence by a score of 64-57. Great level presented by the girls of this tournament, who integrate and share bonds of friendship while having fun with the sport of basketball. And also an important recreational sport activity for the children and adolescents in the Ginny Bay sector. An important recreational sport activity that has brought together more than 200 children in the Ginny Bay sector, integrating them in a healthy and wholesome environment of the different educational institutions in conjunction with the Secretariat of Sport and supported by the departmental government. Luis Viloria Howard, Secretary of Sport, told us in more detail.
As we all know, with the disposition of our Governor, Dr. Everett Julio Hawkins Green, we are conducting this festival consisting of different activities. From yesterday and today, we have activities with educational institutions and their children. The main engine of the development of our department, the present and the future of our society. This is a series of activities that consists of screening the children by specialists in the field to look at the motor skills of the children, height and weight, to monitor the children and seek to make them excellent athletes of the present and future of the department. These activities are being done through the different educational institutions of the island, integrated precisely with the Secretariat of Education. Here we are providing refreshments and equipment, and we have here our staff from the Secretariat of Sports and Education working together, taking care precisely that the children have space for healthy recreation and have fun as they deserve it. Also, here I want to take the opportunity to announce that next year we will have the inter-schools, we will have the inter-competitions. This is a preamble of all the activities that we will carry out next year, where we will have inter-competitions, intramurals, where we are giving the children these balls and they will be delivered to the educational institutions. The idea is to make a training cycle precisely what the governor has wanted, and the idea is that we will be present with all the young people and children of the department.
Important are these activities for the children and young people of the islands that the government proposes to improve the present and future of the children and adolescents of the archipelago. Oh, nice to see the children involved in sports. This will be all in sports for tonight. We will see you on another broadcast. We continue with Lisa.
Thank you, Victor. With Sport News, we reach to the end of the broadcast. We see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. with more of Teleislas News. Good night.